Hey everyone, welcome back to the Into the Woods podcast. I'm Rachael Magowan, your host and guide on this self-development journey. Before we dive into today's conversation, I want to share something exciting. My courses are officially open for enrollment. If you're listening to this in real time, they opened on Sunday, January 18th. And I couldn't be happier to invite you inside. If you've been listening to this podcast and feeling the pull to go deeper, to understand your numbers, your cycles, and the way manifestation actually works in your life, this is the moment. Inside these courses, we take everything we talk about here and turn it into practical, grounded tools you can live with every day. Numerology that helps you understand your path, manifestation practices that feel real and sustainable, guidance that supports you in becoming who you're meant to be. Whether you're ready to decode your cosmic blueprint or step fully into the art of manifestation, these courses are designed to meet you exactly where you are. Enrollment's open, and I would love to walk this next chapter with you. You can find all the details at divinefemininecollective.com. Okay, let's get in today's episode. Hi, Kara.
Rachel, how are you?
I think I'm doing better than you.
You are actually. Kara's on the struggle bus a little bit, but let me tell you why that's a good thing. So I see clients, obviously. I've been working with a lot of people. A lot of people are coming in kind of going, what's really going on? This is ending. Something new's coming. I don't know how to step into it. I don't really understand, which is exactly what we talked about on last episode about the 9 shedding of the snake energy before we get that fire horse coming in. So it's going along perfectly. If you do hear me, I'm a little stuffy because I'm also shedding, and that's not really normal. I don't usually have these physical symptoms that come on like this, but I'm taking it as a good sign that the last bits, the last throes of that are kind of coming out, and we're seeing that collectively with people, and we're kind of seeing this first little glimmer of light with the new beginning energy coming in. So I think ultimately we're in the place that we should be.
Can't even believe it's February 1st.
I know.
How do we already have a month down? But, yay, because there's lots of exciting things happening in February. So a lot of people, to your point, have still been feeling like not fully ready to move forward. They're still, like you said, shedding in the snake energy because even though January 1 is this vibe of new beginnings, we're in this year 1 of numerology of new beginnings, we're still in this year of the snake until February 17th. And so with the start of February, we do have exciting things happening in Aquarius season now. We have the start of the Imbolc festival, which is a part of the Wheel of the Year, and we'll get into more of what exactly the Wheel of the Year represents and the different festivals that can be celebrated throughout the year, as well as a full moon in Leo happening tonight. So there's a lot going on. But like I said, with February, we're finally moving out of this shedding, this getting rid of what no longer serves us, this very much inner work into this horse energy, like we talked about in the last episode, of getting shit done and moving forward and just hopefully thriving, more exciting, empowering, optimistic energy than this internal stuff we've been working on for the last year.
Absolutely. We're still in that limbo. And I think the last time we talked, it was more, we're still in the darker part of it. And now we're starting to see that first glimmer of light, which is nice. It's hopeful. I've definitely noticed a shift this week within myself and the clients. So you kind of see that on a collective level. And that's beautiful to see.
Yeah, definitely. So like I said, we're going to unpack all of these different things that are happening. If you're listening to this in real time, February 1st. And I mentioned this festival that's happening as of today, the Imbolc Festival, which is a part of the Wheel of the Year. So because this is a nature forward podcast, we've got the Into the Woods title, The Path Less Traveled. it only seems fitting to incorporate the festivals of the Wheel of the Year since they are celebrated in many earth-based spiritual traditions. So what the Wheel of the Year is it's a cyclical calendar of seasonal festivals, which are called Sabbats, which, like I said, are celebrated in many of these traditions. So here's Kara with her literal Wheel of the Year, showing all the 8 Sabbats throughout the year. So these are celebrated in like the Celtic tradition, Wiccan, and other types of traditions. And what they do is they mark the Earth's yearly journey through the seasons. So they celebrate all kinds of things like what's literally happening in nature, like spring is starting. Now we're entering winter. It's the equinox, it's the solstice, returning of light, rebirth, growth, harvest, decline, all of those kinds of themes. And what they represent is literally what's happening in the external physical world that we're seeing, but also what we're going through internally throughout the year. So there's 8 festivals that we talked about, 8 Sabbats. We've got Yule, which is the winter solstice, Imbolc, which is today. It's always in early February, and it's a cross-quarter festival marking like the first stirrings of spring. So visualize the little tulip coming through the snow energy. And if you're in Cincinnati, you're probably like, no, it's freezing. It's like negative outside. Where is spring? It's coming. It's just hiding under 12
It
feet of
is.
snow.
It is.
12 inches, not 12 feet.
When you look at the wheel, it's basically 8. I'm trying to make it so you guys can see it. So there's this type of cross, which is the solstices, and then the equinoxes.
Mm-hmm.
Equinoxes being spring and fall, that being the equal time, that horizon line, and the solstices being that point. And then we have these cross-quarter festivals, as you're talking about, and we're up here at Imbolc turning into that spring. So as the wheel turns. So they're like the 4, they're still equally as important, but they're kind of the lesser ones because everybody hears about the solstice. Everyone hears about the equinox.
Right.
And I think that, those are the ones that we're aware of. And unless you're really looking into this, you probably haven't heard of some of these other ones. But it's interesting because that's what our ancestors did. Most of our ancestors, most of the wise women in the woods followed these traditions because they followed what is the moon doing and what is blooming? What is the earth actually doing? And this kind of shows us that. So it's kind of those markings through the year and our progression as well. So just as we're in winter here when we look at these trees in this wheel, and then we go, so midwinter is here, Imbolc is here. So we're right between the winter and spring before things really bloom. I just wanted to get a couple of my old homeschooling props out because that's how I explain my children. I wanted them to, yes, we did regular calendar, but also this is the way that life is set up. This is the way that nature's
Right.
set up, and our bodies should go along with that.
Right. So Imbolc, as we said, is this first stirrings of spring. So what exactly is celebrated? What is the energy other than, the hope of new beginnings? What are these traditions typically do to celebrate this tradition?
Yes, Imbolc typically is translated to in the belly because we're in the belly of winter. Things are under the scenes. It's like the seeds being planted in the earth. So we know there's something going on down there, but they haven't sprouted up. They haven't planted yet. Let me go ahead and show you this really cool imagery. This is a children's book, and this is how they used to teach kids. This is from over 100 years ago, and this is German and Swedish in heritage, but it's really beautiful because it's the children underneath the ground, the little root
Yeah.
children. Then they come up in the spring procession. So it's a little blurry on the screen, but the point is that it comes through, the work is done underneath, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is done in the dark right now. So this is great that people are feeling this stirring because they're not seeing results yet. We're not taking action yet. This is a time of new beginnings, your spirit stretching and awakening from the winter's rest a little bit. Even though you're not ready to take action, you feel that germination, you feel that coming through. And so it's a beautiful time because it's like the first seeds of hope is what it feels like. And it's like you're being prepared for it, which
Mm-hmm.
matches perfectly with the energies we've been talking about. Now, the person associated with this is the goddess Brigid. Some people call her a Christian saint. Some people call her a pagan goddess. But either way, she is the goddess of the hearth, she's represented by fire. So as you can see behind me, this symbol of this triangle this way is the fire element. So she is represented by fire, the forge, kind of arts, different things like that. And she's kind of the Mother Mary of the Celtic pagan religion, is somehow how she's described. So I think that's a really neat symbolism. But anyway, it's Brigid's Day, Imbolc. So it's just kind of us getting ready for that coming up and what's going to come when we take action, when those blooms start in the spring, when that really comes into contact in the spring equinox, what's
Right.
going to bloom, what's going to come. And that really fits in with astrology too, and where we're at with, the
Right.
Aquarius season. We've got this full moon in Leo. It kind of all helps to usher the energy in for us. So, also on Imbolc is the full moon in Leo. So, full moons are about culminations, release of the energy, because it's the full point of what the moon cycle has been doing, as you
Right.
know. So, here we've got the fire energy and the full moon behind me. So, I kind of love that symbolism. Now, with the full moon in Leo, Leo is a fire sign and Imbolc is a fire season. So this
Hmm.
together, and it's basically tending that fire in our heart. Leo is ruled by the heart. We have the Regulus as the star, and that's the heart of the lion. So this is really talking about us personally and what's the fire in our heart that we want to tend. And Imbolc, that fire starting, those hopes, dreams, renewals coming up, and this kind of illuminates and lights that up is the way that I kind of see it. And that's how those two work together. So that's really, really beautiful. We also are in Aquarius season. And with Aquarius, it's really community and innovations, but it's really talking about
Hmm.
community more than the self in certain ways. And this moon in Leo is talking about ourselves. So it's like, how do we marry together our needs with the community needs and the innovations together, taking heart energy and putting that out into the world to be seen. So a lot's going on under the scenes. Nature's very busy right now, kind of orchestrating that. And I think we feel those stirs too. So when we feel a little restless, we feel like nothing's going on, then we feel a little restless, then we notice something happening, but we're not ready
Hmm.
for action. We don't see what it even means yet or what we need to do yet. And that
Right.
is the one that's coming. So if we can enjoy that midwinter, if we can enjoy that moment where it's still, it's right in between seasons, it's right in
Right.
between rest and renewal, we can allow ourselves to be replenished. And I think that's what we need to do. I think people are calling to be replenished and to kind of get out of the
Right.
the stuck energy that we've been in, which has been extra difficult with the shedding of the snake. I think a lot of people have been
Right.
feeling that, but that can make rebirth that much more beautiful and happy.
Hmm.
Leo is a very happy sign, in my opinion. It is very sun oriented, Venus, love oriented, heart centered.
Hmm.
We can just lean into what that is within our heart. We can kind of bring that fire the way we want it to be.
Right. Yeah, no. And especially since last year, not only did we have the shedding of the snake, but it was a numerological year 9. So it was a tough year for everybody as a collective. And now that we are in a numerological year 1, it is truly supporting this forward movement. And then, as we've been saying, we've got the horse energy where we're getting away from the inner work, moving into the doing work. And, we just have these signs that are supporting us, the seasons that are supporting us, so that we can finally pivot into, I think, more optimism and new beginnings. And this week is a week 5 in numerology, which are themes of transformation, change, maybe some travel. So there's going to be a lot of really amazing changes that are going to be happening this week with all the support we have going on in nature and astrologically.
Believe so. And kind of getting into, February 17th is when that horse energy really starts to come
Hmm.
in. So from the 1st to the 17th, kind of seeing within those 2 weeks, is the momentum building, kind of what shifts within us.
Hmm.
Been noticing more signs in nature. My spirit animals have been coming around a lot more. I actually had a big, beautiful ring that I wear almost every day, and I've worn it for months. And it's about the heart center, actually, the skull.
Hmm.
It's about the emotions and the heart. And the other day, I was so busy at work and I lost it. This thing never gets loose. They never
Oh my
shake.
gosh.
and I still can't find it, and I just gave up and I said, "You know what? I maybe had to I don't need that anymore. Whatever that stone was doing for me, whatever it was supposed to bring into my life, I've already done it. I've gotten what I needed out of it. So either someone else will find it and they need that, or it'll come back to me and I'll find it randomly under something one day." So I think that we have to look at life like that. Those little symbols, things are moving and we're getting what we need and we don't know what we need. So we're kind of suspended and that's okay.
Right.
Fire's coming on now and
Right.
hope just builds up to something beautiful.
Yeah. I think if we try to weave these three things that are happening together, the Aquarius season, Imbolc, the full moon in Leo, I think this is a really good way to kind of think about how we can put the three together. So, Aquarius season is telling us imagine differently. Imbolc is saying nurture what's just beginning. And Leo says have the courage to be yourself while doing it. So it's a moment of releasing old versions of yourself that were built for survival but not joy, reconnecting with creativity as a source of truth, and honoring that quiet spark before it becomes this whole flame energy, fire energy that we keep talking about.
And I think sometimes we have to enjoy that spark, like enjoy the rest. I think a lot of people
Yeah.
try to get out of it, and I get it. I can be there too. But if we can enjoy that and sit into that,
Hmm.
we have so much to do often in our life. So when we can take
Right.
those pauses and we can go inward and we can kind of
Right.
get heard, that's just going to allow the action to come through better. And I think a lot of people just try to rush through that. So maybe if we could
Yeah.
all just be a little bit more mindful about it. Yes, there's going to be get out of our house, we're snowed in, or we just feel like stagnated energy, but it's meant for us to tend whatever needs to grow. That's nature. We need it. The trees are resting, the plants are resting too. I guess we need
Right.
to.
Right. Yeah. So, what we typically do at the end of these episodes is offer you a little bit of a reflection. So, I would challenge you today on February 1st to do exactly what you were saying. Just maybe slow down, find a few minutes to just be with yourself, hide in a closet from your kids if you must. Whatever you can to just focus on a gentle awareness. So, notice ideas that keep returning. What's exciting you right now, even if it doesn't feel like it's completely practical? Where does your heart want more room? Because, this season isn't asking for certainty, it's asking for honesty, imagination, and that courage with the lion, Leo energy. So, given that we are moving from winter to spring, we're planting the seeds right now for the future. It's a quiet time, it's a reflective time before we move into spring when it's all about new beginnings. And again, we have the horse energy. So, to your point, it's going to be fast paced. It's going to be because it's not just horse, it's fire horse. So, it's going to be rapid craziness throughout the year. And so, if we can maybe take a minute to kind of pause and, to your point, enjoy the calm before the storm,
Yes.
you would probably benefit.
I would say that, life is going to be more fast this year with that fire energy, and it'll be interesting to see where we are by the end of the year. So, right now, we're here to regroup, we're here to pause before we really take off into action. So, it'll be really fun to watch this journey and watch kind of how collectively and individually we
Yes.
all do. And then we also
Yes.
have numerology to go by, right? What's our personal years? We're in a year one.
Yep.
What month energy are we in? So you can see that it all goes together. And we're happy to kind of present those nuggets and kind of what's working together
Yeah.
in real time.
Yes.
But
No,
yeah,
I'm excited for the year. This is way more my vibe. I'm a manifesting generator by human design. So I am like, let's go. I don't want to keep thinking about it. I'm here for it. And just everyone that I've talked to has so many amazing things planned for the year. It really feels like it's going to be so transformative. And, a lot of my friends are entrepreneurs and just what they're building. I just cannot wait to see what all is to come since we've had the last year to really sit with it and think and get rid of what we don't want anymore. And now it's like, okay, great. So now we're clear on what we want. and we're moving into that. And yeah, I cannot wait for our conversation end of December of like, look at all we've done. It's going to
But
be amazing.
obviously, we have a lot of the same friend group, and we know a lot of
Yeah,
entrepreneurs. And we all
right.
are women supporting each other, building each other up. And think of how many new things just recently have been launched by just the people we know in our group. I mean,
Right.
so much newness, so many
I
things,
know.
so many big decisions that people are making. And that's just
Right.
in our group. So
I know.
imagine that collectively and larger and what other people are going through too. So it's going to be quite a wild ride. Hopefully, we can dive various energy of like supporting each other in that group and then tending
Yes.
fire in our heart. And that's what's coming out. So
Yeah. Well, I hope this episode was very informative, empowering with all that we have to look forward to. But spend a little time today resting if you can, reflecting because it's going to get crazy, y'all, and it's going to be fun. And we can't wait to watch all that's to come. So please share this with whoever you think needs to hear this message and share with us what you are manifesting this year, what you're trying to bring into your life, and what you're hoping the end of the year looks like for you. We'd love to hear it.
absolutely. And I'm going to take your advice, Rachel. I'm going to curl back up. I'm going to like lay down with some tea and maybe watch some bad TV because I never do that. Thought that was a really great synopsis of all those energies coming together. And we're really excited to see what's coming in.
Yes. Okay. Until next time, guys, have a good one. If today's episode stirred something in you, my courses are open for enrollment and ready to support your journey. All the details are at divinefemininecollective.com.